morning, viewers of Northeast 8, bringing to you the weekly roundup bulletin. On Monday, the Lotha Hoho strongly reiterated its resolution against the participation of any Lotha Naga tribe in the Naga Special Development Zone program. This decision, conveyed to the state government in 2017, remains unchanged. Lotha Hoho's chairman, Engineer Mhondamo Ovang, and General Secretary Tsupong Muri emphasized that the NSDZ matter is considered a closed chapter for the Wokha district. The resolution was reaffirmed by Lotha organizations at Bandari on November 11, 2023. Additionally, Lotha Hoho learned about the state government's directive to conduct a detailed survey and mapping of the Western Wokha district foothill area. In response, they directed all Lotha organizations and village authorities to prevent any NSDZ-related surveys or activities within their jurisdiction. A stern warning was issued stating that anyone attempting NSDZ-related activities within Wokha district does so at their own risk. The Lotha Hoho and other organizations will not be held responsible for any consequences arising from preventive actions taken. On Tuesday, the Ministry of Home Affairs proposed a new prison law suggesting significant measures for the management of inmates. According to the draft, individuals found in possession of a phone may face up to 3 years in jail. The proposed law recommends the segregation of inmates based on categories such as drug addicts, first-time offenders, high-risk individuals, and foreigners. Notably, prisoners may be granted leave on the condition of wearing electronic tracking devices for monitoring their movements. In September, a parliamentary panel was informed about the Odisha government's usage of bracelet or anklet trackers. The committee supports the idea of using technology to create cost-effective trackers for prisoners who have obtained bail. The draft emphasizes the use of technology for surveillance and regular frisking of prisoners. Prisoners willing to wear electronic tracking devices may be granted leave, but any violation could lead to the cancellation of such leave and disqualification from future leaves. Furthermore, the draft outlines punishments for possessing mobile phones and contraband within prison premises. On Wednesday, State Chief Secretary J. Alam emphasized the importance of regular attendance, announcing strict enforcement of the no work, no pay policy. In a recent meeting with administrative heads of departments and heads of departments, Alam urged them to closely monitor attendance in the Secretariat departments. Clear instructions were issued to HODs to ensure district officers' presence and coordination with district administration for effective scheme implementation. District officers holding charge of more than one district will now be assessed through a new annual performance appraisal report system. The implementation of e-office was discussed with the IT department, introducing a new online platform for government services. Alam urged departments to embrace this platform, highlighting its importance for the future. The meeting also covered diverse agendas, including preparations for Statehood Day and Hornbill Festival 2023. For the first time, an additional show for Miss Hornbill International has been introduced to the 24th edition of festival since December 2000. Temporary PIMS facilities were also granted to ease salary-related hardships for government employees. The Finance Department also gave briefing on a new system to expedite fund releases for centrally sponsored schemes, ensuring timely execution of developmental projects. Delving into a comprehensive update on media freedom in India, on Thursday, the Accredited Journalists Association and the Press Club of India jointly organized a seminar at the Press Club of India. Notable attendees included Siddharth Varadarajan, founder-editor of The Wire, Anant Nath, president of the Editors Guild of India, and Press Club of India president Gautam Lahiri. During this event, 3 distinguished journalists and a photojournalist were honored with the Excellence Award for their remarkable contributions to journalism. The awardees are Vivek Shukla, Lalit Vats, Iraja, and photojournalist Kamaljit Singh. Siddharth Varadarajan addressed the gathering, expressing concerns about the challenges faced by senior editors, reporters, and YouTubers in the current regime. He highlighted the imposition of sedition charges against journalists reporting on farmer protests and the COVID-19 pandemic. Varadarajan called for united action against the suppression of media freedom, emphasizing the need for solidarity across ideological differences. PCI President Gautam Lahiri, citing recent incidents of stifling media freedom, reported strong protests, including memoranda sent to President Draupadi Murmu and a letter to the Chief Justice of India. The awardees have long-standing careers in pro-people journalism. Shukla, with 35 years of experience, is recognized for his work in top media organizations. Lalit Vats, a fearless crime reporter in Times Group since 1982, received accolades for impactful news stories. Iraja, the first woman Hindi journalist to lead desk in 2 national newspapers, has excelled in reporting on environmental, legal, and regional issues. Kamaljit Singh, a renowned photojournalist, was recognized for his outstanding contributions to visual storytelling within the Times of India group. Additionally, Vice President of India Jagdeep Dhangar emphasized at the National Press Day celebrations that incidents of fake news have eroded people's faith in the media. He called for truthfulness and the upholding of the highest standards of journalistic ethics. Union Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Thakur underscored the media's responsibility as a pillar of democracy, urging it to challenge fake narratives and avoid sensationalism. He called for a discerning approach to safeguard national interest. On the international front, we have an overview of the recent meeting between US President Joe Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping. The encounter, though cautious in expectations, resulted in agreements on crucial issues. President Biden expressed positivity, stating that these discussions were among the most constructive, highlighting important progress. President Xi acknowledged the historical challenges in US-China relations, but emphasized that the door to talks between the two nations cannot be closed again. Let's look into it. Key takeaways from the California talks can be pointed as the world's top carbon emitters agreed to further measures to tackle climate change. Both countries committed to cooperating on reducing methane emissions and supporting global efforts to triple renewable energy by 2030. A commitment to combat drug trafficking, particularly illegal fentanyl, was made. China has agreed to crack down on chemical companies contributing to the illegal fentanyl trade, a synthetic opioid linked to around 75,000 US deaths last year. Both nations have agreed to resume military-to-military communication, a significant step to avoid misunderstandings. Military links had been severed by China last year but have now been re-established, signaling progress in relations. While specific agreements were reached, the fact that a meeting occurred is considered a positive sign, and both leaders expressed the importance of continued communication to avoid conflict and confrontation. President Xi hinted at continuing panda diplomacy by sending more pandas to US zoos, and pandas have been described as envoys of friendship between the Chinese and American people, emphasizing cooperation in panda conservation. Despite progress, experts caution against overly optimistic predictions, noting that significant differences remain. The positive momentum in communications should be sustained for lasting improvements. Stay tuned for further updates on this diplomatic development. On Friday, leaders of the coalition of 10 parties in Manipur submitted an MOU to Governor Anusia Uke, expressing that the Prime Minister is seen as a key to restoring peace in the state. The MOU urged the governor to arrange a meeting of all political parties in Manipur with the Prime Minister. The 10-party bloc comprising MPCC, JDU, CPI, CPIM, AAP, RSP, NCP, SS, UBT, AIFB, and AITC stressed the need for New Delhi to provide a viable solution to the ongoing conflict in Manipur. The leaders emphasized the complexity of the situation and the necessity for a dialogue process to restore peace and normalcy in the state. In response to the MOU, Governor Anusia Uke assured that she would pursue the Prime Minister to initiate talks with all political parties in Manipur. She informed that she had been in contact with central leaders, submitting recent reports about the unrest and urging them to take necessary steps. Senior Congress leader Okram Ibobi Singh, during a news conference, criticized the state government for not effectively addressing the crisis despite nearly 7 months since the outbreak of violence. The opposition parties have been pressing the centre for resolution, citing the need for PM Modi's intervention. The ongoing conflict in Manipur, lasting over 6 months, has resulted in significant loss of lives, property, and the displacement of over 60,000 people. The opposition parties highlighted the inhuman conditions in relief camps and the general uncertainty and hardships faced by the people. The MOU calls for the Prime Minister's intervention as they believe the Union government is key to providing a viable solution to the complex conflict. The leaders expressed hope for a positive response from the governor in the interest of the people of Manipur. On Saturday, the precise and targeted operation by the Israeli Special Forces inside Gaza's Al-Shifa hospital has again drawn criticism from many corners of the world for violating the international humanitarian law. The Israel Defense Forces claimed that it found weapons and Hamas assets inside the premises, while questioning people, which is considered the largest hospital. The Israeli military has repeatedly alleged that Palestinian armed groups operate a military compound within and underneath the Shifa hospital. The operation carried on November 15 evening, where 5 Hamas gunmen were killed by the IDF troops, weapons were found inside the hospital, and that the possibility of Hamas terrorists hiding in some areas in the facility cannot be ruled out. Responding to the circumstantial war, the international humanitarian law, also known as law of war, which is a set of rules governing conduct of parties involved in armed conflict, says all safeguarding provisions made under Geneva Conventions has been violated, which further compelled the UN Security Council to adopt a resolution calling for an extended humanitarian pause in the war in Gaza on Thursday. After much critiques for its inaction, UK and Russia has now joined US and the other 12 Council members to give in to the resolution, which states all parties comply with their obligations under international law, notably with regard to the protection of civilians, especially children. That's all for the week until the next bulletin. Not to forget the ICC World Cup 2023. Team India will vie for the championship trophy against Australia starting 2 p.m. on Sunday. Interestingly, held every 4 years since 1975, 2023 marked the 13th edition where Team India has clinched championship just 2 times, while Team Australia has won 5 editions. As the world awaits in which can be termed 2023's biggest sports eve, let the game bring the world together.